Yeah. There's a good report of a bite off Nahant, which is 2 towns over for me. So last year you guys came up here, we fished off Beverly, off some beaches and stuff, trolled live max. We're gonna switch up the game a little bit. We're gonna use some artificials, and we're gonna be casting into the rocks. We're gonna cover some ground and look for those big bass in the rocks. I'm loving the new boat, all these cubbies and places for stuff. This is awesome, man.
I appreciate it, man. Sea Pro makes a heck of a boat. Every new boat that comes out, they beat themselves over and over. It's amazing. Well, you've heard me say this before, but we are back with Joe Marciano.
Here we are.
The weather gods are smiling on us. We're sitting waiting for the drawbridge to open, and he's catching fish off the front of the boat.
It's a good sign. Good start to our day.
He's a fishy young man. He puts the tuna rods down, he gives the tuna a break, and then he puts the hurting on the stripers.
That's right.
And we're going to put the hurting on him today with the new Sea Pro 248. This is the first 248, the first 24-foot bay boat they came out with. I got one of the first ones off the line and one of the lucky ones. And we're going to make it stink like Massachusetts fish funk. And we got the new Evo 3s out here. First time I've ever used them.
They're all right there. You have them jacked up?
Look, no matter what angle you look at the screen, they look great. We baited them up.
I think one fell out.
We found them on, that was the mackerel right there.
We got them all on the boat.
That is what mackerel look like right there. Very tiny, but little arches.
Oh, look at this.
All the same.
I dropped them.
They were really hard to find out here, and we just happened to mark them while we're pulling some baits for bass. And David Farley dropped it over and scored him a half a dozen. Cha-ching. Oh yeah, we need to go down the mountain. See that water getting sucked out of there? It pulls all those crustaceans and little crabs and little barnacles right out.
Just waiting to go.
The bass are in there just sucking them up. What was that? We haven't marked much at all today. We came across these. They're not terribly big fish. Those fish are probably in the 5 to 10 pound range, but they're right up in this hump right here on both sides. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna stop trolling, we're gonna pull right up on it, we're gonna set the anchor, and we're gonna throw chunks back to it. Because this was an isolated group of fish sitting on structure. And we haven't really found big schools and groups of fish. So when you find an isolated group like this, especially that number of fish, it's really worth it sometimes to go ahead, anchor it out, throw some chunks out, throw a couple live ones if you want, and catch your fish. And these Simrad Evo 3s, the Evo 2s even, awesome machines for this. That Airmar 275 high-wide transducer, incredible. Check this out right here. Look at this, boys. That is money, honey.
That's a bigger fish right there. Yeah.
That is money.
Around that little
Still letting it out, Tommy? Okay.
Yes, sir, Ashley.
Okay, there's where we're marking them so we can cast back to it. All right, Tommy, plate her off. Yeah, we're right on them. They're right below us. Look at that.
That's a better fish right there, isn't it?
We're stopped, so our marks are going to be longer.
Golly, it's fish. I put a bunch of
This is what striped bass look like right here.
Right there,
They look so much bigger when you stop over them because you're really hammering them with a lot of marks. Look at this.
that ought to be hooked up right just as soon as you get it down there.
Yep. You get a piece down there.
Oh my gosh.
Holy
They're
cow.
on a bait.
Get a
Get rid
chunk
of
down there.
Get a chunk out. Pronto. It's a good little fish.
Got our day started.
He's pretty. He's less than enormous, but he's all beautiful.
Oh yeah, he's beautiful.
All beautiful.
Got our bait back too.
Oh yeah. All right, what Joe's got us doing, that's why I love coming here. Every time we come here, we do something different. We're in this little pocket here. See all these rocks all the way around. We're almost surrounded with them. We're putting baits out with just pitching live baits, live mackerel that we caught earlier. Dave's got one here with a Redi Rig float, and it's just paying out. And that fish is taking off. He does not like what is in the water under him. So we got a little, Tommy's getting ready to throw a chunk out there. So we're just getting as much bait in the water as we can. Oh, he's on. Just crank, just start cranking. Just crank, crank. Keep cranking, he's coming at you. Keep cranking. Keep cranking, don't stop. Now, there you go. Now pick it up. Atta boy, Dave. Dave, first fish, his first circle hook fish. Man, he had, yeah, Dave had a hoss on before, and he set the hook on that circle hook and went, no! And this one, of course, your next one runs at the boat so fast, you had to crank. Yeah, right. Why do you leave your clickers on? I didn't know I could turn them off. Redi Rig floats work everywhere we go. We find a way to use them at Chesapeake, freshwater, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York. Oh!
Doubled up.
Tommy has got it screaming, another SR6 screamer. Another accurate SR6 screamer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You triple?
Oh. Oh, he dropped it.
That ran so hard toward me. I was...
You did the right thing. Because if you picked it up, you would have slacked the line. Look at that.
Pretty little fish.
Pretty fish.
That rod. What is it? It's gone. No, I turned it off. He got some shoulders.
Yeah, good one.
This is all tangled up in the freaking motor. Don't turn it on.
Whoa! Even I can be on camera on days like this. How crazy is this? I'm so fucking baby ready.
Get it.
Turn him right here.
Oh. That action's a little different. That action's a little different, don't it? Digging at him.
Stronger than I thought.
He turned it then to be a different fish, didn't he? That's what I'm talking about.
That's actually
Yeah, I think it's big.
Here you go.
It's a screamer.
Don't crank on it. You're doing fine, bro. I almost went right in the live well like mouse.
Oh!
Yeah, he's got a little back.
Oh, hey, over here.
Hooked up. Go get him, Dave. Quick, he's hooked. Dude, he's taking drag and
I'll
everything.
get that reel for you.
Yeah, cranking that one for him. I went and gave Dave Farley a couple jerseys, and he wanted the hot pink here. We got these for breast cancer awareness to wear in October, but Dave's going to wear his all year because his mom is tough. She's fighting that thing like a lot tougher than I could.
Oh, we're about to be tripled up.
And we are about to be tripled up on hogs, and I guess I'm going to have to get the net. Good fish. Oh!
Yellow chump.
Is he hung?
There's a hog's on here.
He might have just
Hey, don't you think I need to take
he's still here though.
Yeah. He might be hung. He's on there though.
Oh yeah.
You want to pull the anchor rope? Is it that big? No, if he's big, he'd have snapped off by now. Let him slack one. Slack this one right off.
Hey, what do you guys think about taking this live bait in?
Whatever you want to do, man.
So that we don't waste it.
Oh yeah, there you go. That was the key.
Yeah, that was good.
See, you can learn a few things from an old guy.
Love these reels.
Now you know that line is probably nicked. Right?
Give it on back.
Let me see it. Let me see it.
Wait, look where he's on top of his head.
Birdie.
Done got him.
So you see, right out there, it's these shallow rocks. And Joe had a good fish, and he was hung up. You saw the rod was locked up. So it was not coming off that rock. So he just paid it out some slack. The fish swam it off. He still got the fish on, but we know that that line is nicked because it was on a rock. So. Oh yeah. He's another 30-inch fish, nothing huge, but there's a good fighting fish. All right, you know, some videos, if you've seen the other videos, you know I like to fish with as little weight as possible. No weight is really what I would really love the most. And wherever we go, I always find some way that we can get away without weight. And man, it's just such a huge difference. It really is the difference. And we're using cut bait and live bait. Joe, swing that up here. Show me what we're using here. This is the live one.
Got a live Tinker Mac out.
Hook's a little big for this bait, but we have some bigger baits we've been using too. And just a circle hook. This is just a Kamikatsu, I think it's a 6/0, 7/0 circle hook. It's a short leader. It's not real big. It's a 30-pound fluorocarbon leader on a 30-pound big game. And we're using accurate Valiants and Seeker rods. And on the cut bait, we're doing the same thing. I'll show you over here. Crank in one of them cut baits and show me. Now, if you have to use weight to get the baits down in a heavy current, you have to use weight, and we do. But I love these areas when we don't have to. See where we're at. The water is very clear, but it's getting churned up as the tide's rolling in here and smashing up against these rocks. All kinds of little goodies are coming out, and the water's actually kind of clouded up, so we don't need these big long leaders. This is a piece of cut bait, the same hook. It's about 6/7/0 circle hook. We offset them just a hair more. It's a piece of mackerel. Here's that 30-pound fluoro leader. This one's a little bit longer. And here we're using braid because we're using spinner reel, very small spinner reel. This is the Accurate SR6. That's 30-pound braid with that 30-pound fluoro leader. It casts a country mile and it gets these chunks. Even with no weight, he can whip that thing back there. Watch him whip this thing. There's only two reasons to use weight, right? To either cast far with it or to keep your bait in one place. You can cast that a country mile, almost too far. Almost up on the rocks out there. If you can get away without weight and fish 4 rods, that's better than fishing 8 with a lot of weight. It's my opinion.
It's more than enough.
Yeah, we put in some time, man. We did. I know. It always sounds like the broken record, but we did work a lot today. Man, we were throwing a cast net for bunker. We were chasing bait all day, pitching liveys, pitching lures, pitching flukes, pitching BKDs, trolling, pulling live baits in the deep water. Hey Max, you didn't have any fun at all today, did you? Max is a stinky fish, eating dog.
I got another one chasing him.
Do you?
Yeah, look at that. It did me earlier. Yeah, good shot.
Whoa! I just saw a big wide side. Was that Tommy's fish or the one that was following? No, it was the one that was following.
That's old school right there.
It is old school.
Wow, this boat has everything. Are you kidding me? It's a full couch practically. You guys are crazy. This boat's loaded up with everything. I could probably fit underneath there too. Beautiful.
What's cool about it is you get behind the helm,
Right.
so you're out of all the elements. Yeah. Instead of sitting by the edge like a lot of boats, you're back behind the beach. You know what I mean? You know things are going right when you got a celebrity cleaning your boat.
You're talking about Dave, right?
That's nice. Very nice.
A clean Sea Pro is a happy Sea Pro. A bloody Sea Pro is a very happy Sea Pro. Railroad bridge. This is the center console out front. Can we get through, please?
Hit a train in about 6 minutes.
10-4, thank you. 6 minutes.
That could be an ugly accident if they didn't do it right and that train got all hooked up with it. It was bouncing. And the guys
That's amazing, man. That's fucking... This is a mackerel. This is Max. This is what happens when a mackerel meets Max.
Back tonight.
Any questions? Attaboy, Max.
Human or
He's a chum making machine.
K9.
You go home and you got fish stinky farts, don't you? You know you do. You won't believe this. I'm letting this line out, not even really thinking what's going on. And what comes out of the reel, Tommy's DNA is free from the accurate Valiant. That's a gnarly looking beard, brother. Look at that, a nice clean reel. Let's catch a fish, man. Oh, did he just pull a live one out? Max pulling a live one out. Max liberates live baits.
Is that really